Hey guys, so the long-awaited showdown. Somebody's doing firecrackers over there. Don't know why. Anyway, oh boy. Okay, the long-awaited fight between the Astrophysics 6-inch f8 and the evostar 6-inch f8. Okay, now the last couple of videos, you see the first one was I actually showed you guys what Jupiter and Saturn looked through with an iPhone on this guy, and then I showed you what an iPhone can do on the Astrophysics. Now, I did screw up on this one because I blew up Saturn too much, okay? And it was too late to change the video. Anyway, this time, now because I'm comparing side by side, virtually both are the same size, same focal length, and same focal ratio. So using the eyepiece, they're going to be exactly the same magnification too. And remember, when you compare, you have to do it same night, if you can, same size, same eyepieces, same magnification. That way everything's exactly the same. You can't do one night, one a week later, and base off memory. But anyway, I am not, I don't think, today going to be showing you each like through the eyepiece, and this one, that one. It just would be too hard. So I'm just going to go back to my regular format of, I'm just going to explain what I see in the eyepiece, and we're going to see who's the winner of these two. Now remember, this one is not an ED triplet. It is a triplet, but before they made ED. So this is like from 1998 to 2000 when it was a triplet, but just regular triplet glass, like Crown and Flint type of thing, where this one is actually a doublet, but it's made out of the new, ED glass. So it's probably very comparable. Anyway, let's get to this. Let me finalize all my stuff here, but I'm pretty much almost ready to get started, but I'll see you in 1 minute. Okay guys, so I put now a Need 4000 series Japan-made 14mm ultra wide angle. Very good eyepiece. At 86 power, Saturn looks amazing. Nice and clear. Okay, so let me find it in the Astrophysics and see what's going on. Okay, still in the field of view. Boom. Okay, now I'm just going to look one more time. So it's literally within seconds. Take this one off. See what's going on. Same eyepiece, same power. Going to study it for a couple of seconds, and I let them cool down for an hour. Okay, virtually at mid power, both equally look sharp, good contrast in both. Everything pretty much looks the same, guys. Okay, we're gonna have to bump up the power. What do I see? Okay, this focuser is 100 times better than the evostar. Okay, my focus. You know what, guys? At 38 power, you really can't tell any difference. So we have to bump up the power. Be back. Okay, guys. So I put a Radian teleview, of course, 5mm, which gets me 240 power. It's nice and big in the eyepiece. Now let's see what happens. At this power, there should be some difference, if there's any difference. Right now it's like 11:30, 11:40 p.m., so the planets are pretty much high in the sky. The EQ6 is holding it rock steady. No vibrations or wind today. I can see some, the Cassini division, even a couple banding on Saturn. So, okay. Let me see what it looks like on this guy. It's just nice to use a motor-driven mount. Unlike last year, I just couldn't do it because I just had too many things going with my new place. I couldn't find the EQ6 power source, so I just used it on smaller mounts, but I knew it wasn't perfect, but that's okay. Okay, micro focusing. Yeah, that also looks really good. Easily see the Cassini division, a couple bandings on Saturn. I think it looks a tad sharper, a tad. It's not big, but I think I can see. Ooh, that's a nice view. Yeah, definitely like an equatorial band on Saturn. Cassini division, easy. Look, I'm going to try that again over here. I don't want to guess, I want to actually see. See, only when you do side by side, same night. Little tiny bit sharper in the Astrophysics. A little bit better contrast. But the evostar is holding up pretty good for an entry-level Chinese-made Apple. Yeah, it's definitely good. Anybody would like this view, that's for sure. I'm gonna do it one more time. Just want to be sure. My polar alignment isn't 100% because I'm just kind of eyeballing it because my apartment is on the north, so I can't even see Polaris. So that's the only part that's moving. It's staying in the eyepiece. Okay, I'm gonna bump up the power one more time. Okay, I'm at a 4 radian, which gives me 300 power. So for a 150 millimeter refractor, this is the limit of 50 times per inch. It's nice and big, that's for sure. I can see the image broke down a little bit compared to 240 power. I can just still glimpse the, well, there seems to be 2 stars on the left side. I don't know if they're both the moon. I think that'd be, I'm not sure. If they're, I would have to check a chart or anything like that, but 2 stars, maybe with a 6-inch at 300 power, it's possible, but maybe not likely. It probably is just a star in the field of view, but regardless, let's look at the, yeah, it's definitely, it's not as sharp as the other ones, and I'm pretty sure I am focused as good as I can with the minute focuser. Yeah, just a millimeter makes a huge difference in turning it unfocuses. Still a decent view. Okay. Yeah, I can see the Cassini division a little bit better, but it's very close. The banding I can see on the equatorial part a little bit better. I mean, it's just minute. Let's check out Jupiter today. Okay, at 240 power. Oh, this is funky. So Jupiter, I can see all 4 moons. So it's kind of like 1 on this side, 3 on the left, but it kind of looks like 1 and then 2 on top of each other. The banding's a little bit dim today comparing to the last couple times I did it. Every night can change. Every hour can change. But not bad at all. At 240 power on Jupiter. Push it to 300. Yeah, at 300 today it breaks down a little bit, the image. I think I like 240 power for today. There was a couple times I've gone a little higher, but it doesn't mean you can do it all the time. I'd rather have a slightly smaller image than a bigger one that's a little less fuzzy. Yeah, definitely. At 240, it's just a bit cleaner. Yeah, everything seems the same on Jupiter. lots of banding. The two main ones, 5, 6, 8, maybe 10 in between, and then an upper thicker one. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me put everything away and I'll talk to you guys inside. Okay, so guys, today, doing the Astrophysics 6-inch triplet non-ED version against a new skywatcher ED 6-inch. Same night, same eyepieces, same power, everything's the same. Let me just say, there are some guys that will pay $300 for a pair of running shoes. I guess you guys in the US call them sneakers. And maybe some other people will say, $50 sneakers, running shoes, good enough. And they do the same thing. They go on your feet, you go running with them, and that's it. Some ladies out there, $20 purse holds their money, their ID, whatever they want to put in there, lipstick, cologne, perfume, whatever. And there are some girls out there, I don't know if it's called a Burberry or whatever it is. I'm not into the women's fashion stuff. Pay like $3,000 for a purse. Does the same thing. Okay. So virtually, this was a tough call too. There was some tests that I've done in the past that were clear blowouts. Some that were minute, like almost identical. And with these two scopes, they are very similar in color, contrast, clearness, sharpness. Virtually identical. Now one is a really old scope, maybe 22 years ago, and the other one's a brand new version. Now I do think the Astrophysics, when I compared it, well today let's say, it's very, very close. It's a race that is like neck and neck, you know, like a horse race, and then one wins by a nose, they call it. Virtually, that's what it was. Only at the extreme high powers was the Astrophysics just edging out a nose to the evostar. Now that's pretty good considering the evostar Canadian with tax is about $3,600. Now that's not so cheap. You know, the Astrophysics focuser that's on this guy, I showed it to you guys last time, is miles ahead of the evostar focuser. Now I have owned the 100 millimeter evostar. That focuser was a piece of junk. Okay, it broke on the first time using it. I did a video in 2019, almost 2 years ago, about that. Now I've heard some people say some of them are junk. Some of them came like near perfect. Now on this one, I haven't had a problem. Doesn't slip, whatever. But on the 100 millimeter version, it was just garbage. So I guess sometimes you can luck out, sometimes you don't. But anyway, going back to this. If you're new to the hobby and you want a 6-inch apochromatic, 6-inch ED, and you know, for some people, $3,600 for that, because that's just the OTA. You need eyepieces, maybe filters. You need a good mount, like an EQ6, to handle this guy. An EQ6 is fine. You don't need anything bigger. I guess if your budget's really, really tight, you could probably do the HEQ5. Now, really, for many, many years, over 20 years, Celestron, Meade, Skywatcher, all those companies, Apogee, used to make a 6-inch f8 double-it achromat on a CG5. And it can work. I've had 4 different versions of that size on a CG5. It does work. You can do it for visually. It's not going to be 100% stable. You have to wait a couple of seconds. You should maybe not raise the tripod at all and make it more stable. Maybe what you could do is put a 16-inch half pier to raise it without, you know, lifting up the tripod's going to make it more wobbly. But anyway, it can work on an EQ5. This is still a doublet. It's the same size. It's a 21 pounds, 22 pounds evostar 6-inch. So an EQ5 can do it if you really have to. An AVX is better. LX85 again would be good. HEQ5, but really you should probably have the EQ6. But just saying, for some people, $3,600 for an OTA is already a lot of money. You can get a good used car for that price. Again, I'm talking about Canadian prices here. So when you add the mount, an EQ6, even if it's used, you know, you're approaching $6,000. So for some people, that's not even, forget about it. That's already too much. But if you only could go up to there, then fine. The evostar gives you a nice all-around telescope that will get you there. You never have to worry about collimation, alignment, and all that, the whatever. You can do semi-wide field. I mean, it's only an f8. Put a really low 2-inch eyepiece and, you know, bada boom. Now, if you want the best name brand, as you guys maybe have seen a couple videos of mine, I have a Porsche. I did a couple videos on it in 2019, more me and Angeles playing pranks type of thing, but I have showed it a couple times. If you want something like an Astrophysics, which is like the best name brand that you could get, the Rolls Royce of telescopes. If you want something because of the prestige, the history, the figure, okay, in today's test, they were basically neck and neck. 1 or 2% difference at the extreme high power, a few percent difference, that's it. But if you want something that's a showpiece, okay, again, myself, I have a Porsche. Yeah, I can drive a Hyundai or a Kia or something like this, and it'll still get me from A to B. But if you have the money and you could afford it, now something like this would be almost identical. Now, just a food for thought, guys. The evostar focuser is okay, but let's say you upgrade it to this feather touch. That looks like maybe a 3-inch focuser. That's going to be at least $1,000, $1,200. Let's just say if you did that to the evostar, and now they're virtually the same price because this is an old design. This is not a brand new EDF 6-inch or, you know, that type of astrophysics, like a brand new one. I do think, though, a brand new modern triplet astrophysics would outperform the evostar. But that's not what we were doing today. It was doing an older design against it. But anyway, the Astrophysics is a tiny bit sharper at the really high power. Again, the name brand is, some people just buy stuff for name brand. The prestige, the history. The focuser is 100-fold better. So if you were to put this focuser in that one, they're virtually the same price. This one you can only get it on the used market now. So consider that too. If you were to get that and then you want to do imaging, I don't think that focuser on the evostar is going to work. Put a nice 3-inch feather touch on that, and virtually you can get this we're going to be roughly the same price. So I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys want the best there is, just with the name brand, the prestige and history, then go for your Astrophysics if you could afford it, okay? If you can't, and you want something like the evostar, not a problem. You know what? Just go out there and observe. That's basically it. Now, the next video is going to be, we're gonna be viewing 2 other scopes. The Meade 7-inch ED, and then we're going to do the 6-inch Takahashi. Now, I have done the Takahashi twice. One was an unboxing. One was on an EQ5. I totally messed it up. Go watch it. You'll see why. This time I'm going to put it on the EQ6, let it cool down because it's a triplet and it's a really wide airspace. I'm going to need an hour minimum cool down time, maybe even 90 minutes or more. But anyway, so I'm going to do those 2 videos. And then after that, I'm going to do the Astrophysics 6-inch against the Takahashi 6-inch. Now, the Takahashi is a triplet ED. The Astrophysics is a triplet non-ED, but it doesn't matter. Now let's see. So first I showed you the evostar by itself, Astrophysics by itself. This video, both of them went head to head, evostar and Astrophysics. Okay, so now we're going to take the winner, which just Astrophysics edged out. And first I'll do the Takahashi by itself, and I'll try to show you guys through the eyepiece with a cell phone camera only, and then I'm going to do them side by side. Then we're going to see what's going to happen, and then I'll finally show you guys what a 7-inch Meade ED will do. Anyway, this video is getting too long. Let's go to bed, guys. Joe Jaguar out. Like, comment, and subscribe.